All right, welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is the first actual gameplay episode for Chronicle number 2, Salerno to Sicily. We'll go ahead and get started. I have created our guy already. This is him. This is Cornelius Aquila of House Aquila, and he is the Duke of Salerno. We will go ahead and load up this save game. And I want to tell you right off the bat from the get-go kind of how we're going to do this. This game right here, there's not going to be any use of the pause button. There's not going to be any editing and DaVinci Resolve or anything, or not intended to be any, unless something weird happens like I curse or something like that, which I'm not expecting. It is the 1st of January, 867 AD. Because of the play style that I have, where I like to kind of play slow, generally at speed 3, sometimes speed 4, and tall initially, beginning next episode, we will begin using the pause button to get by some of the, what we might call dead time, where we're just waiting to save up money to add the next, I guess, to plus up our castle, or order our next set of armored troops, men-at-arms, stuff like that. And I'll bring you back for the events that are significant. But in this episode, we're just going to play it naturally. So as with most Paradox games, we have a number of things that we need to do at the beginning. Let's start by showing you our character. Cornelius Aquila is fairly average. I didn't make him overpowered. He's 7 in diplomacy, 7 in martial, 15 in stewardship with a Midas touched education. That is the area that I splurged in. He's got a 5 in intrigue and an 11 in learning, and he's got a 14 in prowess. That's actually a natural 9, but he's both brave and bellicose is a defining attribute of the Roman culture. So he gets some pluses there. So he's rated as good in personal prowess. He's 18 years old. He's got good health. And he's Orthodox. And he is the last remaining Roman culture on the entire map. So he is the Duke of Salerno, and he only has the county of Salerno right now. And he's got 500 troops to his name. So we got 48 ducats. As mentioned, we are brave, temperate, and Midas touched. And House Aquila has the motto of eagles do not catch flies, which, as I understand it, is an actual Roman proverb. Basically, it's actually kind of an elitist thing, but because his last name means Aquila, or means eagle, I thought it was appropriate. What it means is that people who operate at a high level and deal with high level issues, don't have the time, inclination, or need to mess with lower level issues and people. And so it's a proverb, it's a word of wisdom, right? It's saying don't get caught up in the petty things, don't waste your time with the petty people. So it can be construed as elitist, but it can also simply be good wisdom of don't get tied up in the mundane little things in life. Look to stay focused, I would say. Okay, so that's enough explanation there. If we open this dynasty tree, we can see that we have 0 renown, and we're the only one in our family tree currently, right? So we'll escape out of that. We have a number of issues to handle here. We have no player heir, So that's just a warning that it's letting us know about. We need to pick a lifestyle. We're going to go with stewardship. I am going to take the wealth focus. A lot of times I take domain focus, but we're not having any kind of domain issue. Not even close. We got plenty of domain. I'm not even close to being capped out on domain. So I'm going to take the plus 10% to monthly income. And also, a lot of times I start out with cutting cornerstones, but I've recently kind of changed my approach, and I'm going to go with men-at-arms first. That's what I'm going to focus on first. So I'm going to take Taxman. Collect taxes. Effectiveness is increased 25%. Okay, next, we need to get married. Let's see what is available. Here's a Saxon girl, 22 years old. I prefer Greek. Here's a Duchy of Chaldea. But she's 26. That's older than what I would want. Her stats are not very impressive, although she is good at intrigue. The 17 is more to my liking. She's Greek. Duchy of Bucalarian. Our guy is 18 years old. They've got 912 troops. What else? French, Greek. Here's another one. Duchy of Opsikian. House Mauricios. She's 22. The 17-year-old stats look more appealing. Bertha Robertine is available. That's interesting potentially, but we're not going to go that route. This is actually an achievement. Her brother. If you play as her brother, there's an achievement that you can get. This becomes the Capet dynasty, I believe. Capet, C-A-P-E-T. This is the dynasty that Louis the Fourth, the one that married Marie Antoinette and got beheaded by the French Inquisition, he comes from this dynasty. If I'm not mistaken, I think that both of these two boys here, Eudes and Robert, end up sitting on the French throne. Even though they're orphans, it's a hard start. And they, I think, become the Capet dynasty. So, moving on. That's the Duchy of Opsikian also. Let's do one more thing up here, and that's order by alliance power. Remember, I'm not going to even touch eugenics until I'm a king. That's at minimum. I might wait until I'm an emperor, but I think king is probably appropriate. These are the strongest alliances we can get, but these are very young people. Duchy of Angria. That's up in northern Europe, up by Holland. I think going back to relevance, that 17-year-old right here, getting us an alliance with the Duchy of Bucalarian. Let's find out where this is at. Here's Constantinople. So they're a little ways away. I mean, maybe more than a little ways. But that's probably the best overall fit for us. 4, 10, 9, 0, 11. So we'll send that proposal. Okay. Zoom back in here. Let's take a look at our council. I'm sorry about the map moving. I thought that there was a setting where I could disable that, like when your mouse hits the borders and it moves us, but I have not been able to find it. Oh boy, that's one bad priest. 7, 20, 10, 9. Our council is unimpressive. We need to convert faith, which I think I'll start out with. Given my role-playing desire to play tall, I'm going to look to this county and there's plenty of stuff I have to handle right here, right off the bat, before I even think about starting to do any expansion. Promote culture. So we're looking at 8 years and 7 years. Boy, that's a painful start. Let's go train commanders. You can see everybody kind of hates us, and the reason is that we have a short reign. We do not have cultural acceptance because as Romans, we're a different culture than everybody in this county. And they are Catholics, and we're Orthodox. So we need to begin swaying our bishop. And then we need to swear fealty to the Basileus for low feudal obligations. Okay, what next? Let's look here. We can hire a court physician. And I think I'm going to go with this guy. He's got a 13 in learning. Well, it says he's poor. Perhaps we will instead search for a physician. Okay. Too few knights, not endorsed by bishop. We can declare wars on the emirates or the various sultans, but they're all stronger than us, so that's not applicable. The next thing we need to take a look at, well, we need to assign a court tutor. Gundewald is rated as average. The others I'm going to leave open for right now because these do cost money. And money is a primary concern to us right now. Over here we have 3 units of pikemen. And I think I'm going to go armored footmen and onagers. Maybe we can add warhounds eventually. Although we'd probably go we would like to have a couple units. These warhounds are skirmishers. Maybe I want bowmen instead. I think these are skirmishers. Yeah, type light cavalry. So that we're not going to be good at that as Romans. I'll show you that in a minute if I think about it, if I remember. Later on, I'd like to add bowmen and cataphracts, but I can't do that right now. Okay. What else can we do? Council, no, oh yeah, I wanted to look at courtiers. Do we have any single women? 16 years old and single. And you're a guest. Okay, so we're gonna invite her. 34 and married. 17 and unmarried. Here we go. You're Marshal. Located in Vecchio. Sort by prowess. 24 years old. Not very good at anything. You have the Herculean trait. We probably want him. How old is she? She's 17. He's got a 14 in prowess. What's this guy got? He's got a 20. Albino. He's decent actually at intrigue. I want this guy more. Matrilineally. Send that proposal. Okay. Any other females? Alright, let's come back up here to Sunagilda, who can be recruited for 20 gold. Okay, Sunagilda is now one of our courtiers, and we can, I think it's actually find spouse. These people are already in my court. Again, sort by prowess. That 24-year-old is not available. Here's a 34-year-old. Ugh, 9. Well, that's too bad. So we're looking for people who maybe would be good right here. We'll grab this. Oh, that's our marshal. Doggone it. I already have a good steward. This guy would be a better marshal. What about a diplomat? Yeah, there's a 13. Oh, and he's 20, 13, 11, 10, and 34. He's a 7, and he's a 7. I'll go with this guy. Oh, that's my steward. Okay, so this guy right here. Matrilineally. Okay, so now we will unpause it. I think that was the last thing that I had to do. And we'll let these decisions roll through. And we've become part of the Byzantine Empire. And an alliance has been formed with Duke Theocharistos. This world is full of dangers, even to a duke and his court. As per my request, my servants have inquired after recommendations. Now they have assembled a few options to choose from. All right, 26 years old and quick with a 13 in learning. 20 years old with an 8 in learning. This is to become our doctor. I guess we'll take Theodgathu. 50 gold is pretty expensive. I don't know if maybe if I come over here to court and I look at court physician, I already have Gunbuald. I'll just do that and say both of these fail to impress me. All right. He had a 13 in learning also, so just go with him. And I think he only cost us 10 gold. All right, so yep, we're part of the Byzantine Empire now. We are established in our level of fame, dutiful in our level of devotion, and obscure in our level of splendor. Fate smiles upon me. My wife, Duchess Uniki, is bearing my child. All right, cool. What are you good at? Let's come over here to council and have her do what? Patronage, culture, religion, and education. Yeah, I think I'll have her focus on that. Patronage. That'll help us with, I don't know, county development, not county development, but innovation research when we get there, and spreading Roman culture. All right, so she had a stillborn, no longer pregnant. 7 years left for converting Salerno to Roman, 8 years to convert it to Orthodox. You know what? That might actually occur. I think that actually will occur on its own. Probably before that 8 years. I need to change my approach on this and go ahead and fabricate on Camarda, which should be ours. It is de jure part of our duchy. I had a quick nap earlier today and felt amazingly refreshed. It's as if I can do anything and everything now. Okay. We're up to 73 gold. Let's grab a unit of armored footmen. And we can begin looking at what we have as Romans. We're bellicose. This culture considers conflict and violence to be necessary states of existence. Ingrained in its people is the idea that one should stand up and fight for their own. +2 to personal prowess. +50% to available mercenary companies. -10% to men-at-arms recruitment costs, -10% to men-at-arms maintenance, +10% to levy size for all Roman holdings. We are of Latin heritage. We are men only on martial philosophy. We have the Latin language, and we have Roman aesthetics. We use formation fighting experts. We have the formation fighting experts tradition, is what I should say. This culture knows how to create synergy between different types of units by use of efficient protective formations. All Roman characters, pursuit efficiency is -15%. That kind of hurts. Men at arms counter efficiency, though, is +15%. Spearman damage +5%, spearman toughness +10%, archer damage +10%, archer toughness +5%. But light cav damage and toughness and skirmisher damage and toughness are all reduced 15 and 5% respectively. So spearmen and archers are what we're really good at. Oh, we're being raided. No, we're not. We're being attacked. My liege's war, defending against Sultan Muhammad for the conquest of Sicily. I don't think that's going to go well for the Sultan. We are legalistic. This culture regards the rule of law and its codification as being the most important parameter of a civilized society. The law cost penalty from realm size is -50%, so it costs us less to pass laws, I guess. The just trait is more common and has additional bonuses. Vassal acceptance of rightful criminal punishments is increased by +20, so they like to see justice done to criminals. All Roman characters get -1% monthly prestige per dread, so it doesn't do to be dreadful as a Roman. +25% tyranny gain, so you do not want to be tyrannical as a Roman, not at all. Vassal limit is +30 and title creation cost is -30%. Those are both, they seem quite powerful. Our wife is pregnant again. The Eastern Roman legacy is another tradition that we have. The organization of the Roman Empire is still in living memory within this culture. A professional army is favored over levied troops. So we can recruit cataphracts as men-at-arms. That's going to be heavy cavalry. That's definitely going to be aligned with the Eastern Roman Empire because it's actually not really Roman. It's Alexandrian. Heavy cav. Definitely an Alexandrian tradition. Men-at-arms recruitment cost is reduced another 15%. I think there was something up here. Yeah, so we're at a total of negative 25% men-at-arms recruitment cost. Men-at-arms maintenance is an additional negative 15%. So again, that's a total of negative 25% on maintenance. Levy size, though, is reduced by 25%. This is the Eastern Roman legacy. So notice that the Roman culture, just general Roman, you get a plus 10% on levy size. But Eastern Roman counters that a little bit at neg 25%. So at the end of the day, we're at neg 15%. Levy reinforcement rate is also reduced by 25%. Max size of heavy infantry regiments +2. That's why our footmen we can recruit 5 units of them instead of just 3. And max size of heavy cav regiments is +2. Okay. Bloodstained cloth, crow's feathers, strange smelling concoctions. This is the evidence presented to me by a group of villagers from Salerno as proof that Aquilia has been practicing witchcraft in her hut on the outskirts of their village. The villagers claim her evil works must be the cause of their sick animals and are calling for her execution. A lot of times I'll go with this because you get satisfied peasants. I think it fits in with the beliefs of the time. So role-playing wise, it seems to be on point. And we gain that extra piety. But right now, we really need the 300 stewardship lifestyle. And I'm not concerned about peasant uprisings. I will crush those. So that evidence is circumstantial. Release her. Now we will take, I think we'll go defensive measures, +1 to fort level and +20% to garrison size. Right now, we're kind of like a blowfish, or puffy fish. We want to inhale and puff up our chests and present as defiant of an image as we can to deter others from attacking us. But we're in a vulnerable position at this point in time. That's why I joined the Byzantines. So notice that army's gone, by the way. And they did not siege us down, and they're about to lose this war, too. It's plus 98% in our favor. Let's see, we're at 56 gold. Let's bring this back up, and refined poetry. Poetry is considered a noble art in this culture, and many spend their time piecing words together with meaning and thought. The poet trait has additional bonuses. The poet trait is more common. Characters of this culture perform better when appointed to the court poet court position. We will go ahead and purchase that claim. It's going to put us into debt. We'll accept it. And your liege won their war, so... You know what? I said they did not siege us down. I might be wrong about that. But I don't think they did. I don't have to ransom anybody, so seems like we're okay. Hey, we have had a son. Praise Saint Bridget. Uniki has given birth to a perfect little son. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit a duke? Pontianus doesn't seem like something I would want to go with. Neither would be... I don't like Herculius. Or that one. Flavianus? Sure. Sure. Flavor Town. Alright. Let me think. I'm anticipating that he will lead an age of expansion. I might be wrong about that, but we're going to go with that. And then we're going to educate him ourselves. I would love to send him to university, but we just simply can't afford that right now. But eventually that's what we'll be doing. I'll show you that here in a minute, why we're able to do that. Okay. Let's again look at the Roman culture. Let's go over hereditary hierarchy. It is ingrained in this culture. Oh, there's my timer. It is ingrained in this culture that leadership is passed on by blood, nobility is bound by stone and castles, and that the feudal structure is unshakable. They do not easily forget those who break the feudal code. Rulers with poor education traits, such as indulgent wastrel or naive appeaser, are distrusted. That's going to be really important for us. That makes education a kind of a core tenet for us. It's important. All Roman characters have a 75% reduction in tyranny loss. So again, you really, really do not want to be tyrannical as a Roman. You gain tyranny faster and you lose it much slower. People have long memories of that stuff. This culture hates tyranny. You at the very least, I mean, you could be tyrannical, but your image is of the utmost importance. You'd have to cover that up and fool the people. So, like fabricating reasons for why you would throw a person in prison rather than just simply throwing them in prison arbitrarily would be something you really need to do as a Roman. You get a plus 25% bonus on long reign bonus, however. So that's pretty nice. Castle holding construction cost is reduced 15%, and feudal vassal tax contribution is increased 10%. So there are things with this culture, either through saving money on army, on military, or increased taxes, that are going to make us, I think we're going to be a money-making powerhouse. There's a real possibility. Okay. We have a decision that can be made. You're in debt. Okay, but we're almost not in debt. Let's wait for that to clear. There we go. We're at +2. We have our first child. We are going to save this game now. That's the close of episode number 1. Episode number 1. So in the next episode, we'll be using the pause button. At some point in time, we probably will fall away from that because there'll be enough stuff going on that it's not practical. But especially early on as I'm playing tall, that seems to really help pack in more significant events to the 30-minute time that I'm aiming for each episode. Practically speaking, we're probably looking at 35 to 40 minutes per episode, but I aim for 30. So anyway, that'll wrap this up. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by this channel. I hope you like what you saw, and I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.